September 22nd, City Council meeting to order. We'll start with our pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all for coming tonight. We will start with approval of some minutes. First from our August 29th, 2022 City Council workshop.
I'll make the motion.
Motion been made by
I think
Donnie
for a
to
second.
approve the August 29th, 2022 City Council workshop minutes.
I'll second it.
Seconded by Lynn. All in favor indicate by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried unanimously. And then we have the September 12th, 2022 regular City Council meeting.
So Bob, you have on there that motion was carried unanimously up until, well, I didn't get here until truth and taxation. So I don't know if you want it to say that, because I did not vote. I came in late.
It would still be unanimous though, I guess,
Okay.
but
I don't know if it needs to state that
You weren't present.
Like your arrival present?
time?
I
'Cause it
could,
makes
I
it
could
sound
change
like-
it to 3-0 or whatever it was.
whatever it was, right?
Yeah,
I
okay.
just didn't come in until then.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'd make the motion to approve the council minutes from September 12th.
Motion's been made by Lynn to approve the council minutes with the corrections for September 12th.
I'll second.
Seconded by Jackie. All in favor indicate by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried unanimously. Any additions to the agenda?
Just a few items that we can cover during my report, I guess. A few action items.
Okay.
I'll approve the agenda as presented.
Motion's been made by Donnie to approve the agenda as presented. Seconded by?
I'll second.
Seconded by Jackie. All in favor indicate by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried unanimously. Planning and zoning, building permits. Jim? Your floor, young man.
There's just two. One is actually an addendum to last month or last meeting. The first one is in a small accessory structure permit by Brenda Eisner, 388 Cody Court. That's the new house she's building there this summer. She wants to make a 10-foot by 15-foot shed in the back, and we didn't have any issues with that. She has space for it and says she'll be plenty far from the property lines. And the second one was a building permit application by Chad Thiesing, which we approved at the last meeting for a 14-foot by 38-foot kind of RV carport. And what he is doing or asking is to change the building that he's putting on there to a different type of building. He had a cement slab with the 4 6x6 posts with steel on the side and on the roof and roof trusses, and the building inspector wanted a engineering plans for that, and he didn't have those, and he felt it would cost too much to get engineering plans for that. So he chose a different building, basically the same size, but it's a tubular steel building with steel tubes, and the building inspector that said that would be okay. And we're saying that would be okay also. So it's just kind of changing the building that's going on there, not the location or really the size or anything of that nature. And we said okay with that also. So we did. Those are the only two that we had on our plate today.
Thank you, Jim. Any questions for Jim?
I'll make a motion to accept the building permits as presented.
Motion made by Donnie to accept the building permits as presented.
I'll second it.
Seconded by Lynn. All in favor indicate by stating aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried unanimously. Richbury Water Sewer Board, each year there are 7 members on the board. Every 2 years we reappoint. 1 year we reappoint 4 members. The next year we reappoint 3. The city of Pierz has 3 members on. And Mr. Herbert Shosky would be up for reappointment for the end of 2022 for the 2023 year. Mr. Bob Gruber, superintendent from Richbury Water Sewer, with its number one right-hand man, Eli, is here to present.
Yes, the board has asked me to come on their behalf to recommend Herb. The board said that they would like Herb to come back, so we're looking for, I guess, your guys' reappointment would be. Any questions, I guess?
Yeah, and to be clear, what the council does is makes the recommendation to the county.
Correct.
The county oversees Fitchburg Water Sewer District, and then the county approves or disapproves what
Correct.
that board is. And the city, as in the past, has made recommendations
Yes.
to them.
And that's the reason we have to do it now, because it has to get through the county.
Yeah, yep. It just, sometimes I forget, so maybe a little bit later, but it just, when I remember, we come here, so.
Okay, any questions for Bob?
I'd make the motion then to reappoint Herb Brashowski to the RIPSOD board.
Motion's been made by Vince to recommend the reappointment of Herb Petrowski to the Fitchburg Water Sewer District Board, seconded by
I'll second.
Jackie. All in favor indicate by stating aye.
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 Opposed? Carried unanimously. Thank you, Bob. 2024 street improvement projects. We have Jared here tonight with us from SEH. Jared's going to talk about the street and utility improvements, as well as the street and lighting department.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of City Council. In your packet tonight are two agreements. After last council meeting, I presented at the RIPSAW board, and they had some comments, and they wanted to kind of reduce that project even more. Basically, we took out Vincent altogether, and the proposal in your packet reflects that. So right now, we are proposing for the design and topo for Summer, First Ave, and then Peter, and also the alley, Cassie Alley. The proposal is basically the same, other than the fact that that one street was removed. Our lump sum fee for this in this agreement is $186,500. If you have any questions, now it's time to. Now I'll be open to ask or open to answer them.
And that again is a split with RIPSOD. Just to be
Correct,
clear,
yeah.
so people know that.
Yes, with the removal of Vincent, per construction, that split went from, I think it was a 68 to 32 before, and now it's 70-30.
70 for RIPSA and 30 for.
No,
Oh. Just double checking.
yeah,
And that's based on the total production cost. or
yep,
construction.
at the estimated construction cost, correct. Yep.
Any questions on that?
So it doesn't include, it looks like the street lighting design services. Are we planning on street lighting?
Yeah, after the second agreement here is for the feasibility
that,
study for the street lighting. After that study is complete, then we will come back again with the second agreement, or I guess in this case a third agreement for the street lighting design for this those projects as well.
And this got pushed off a year, correct?
Still 2024.
Yeah, that was 2020.
2024?
Yes.
But bidding wouldn't be until December of,
Our goal is to have bidding during December of 2023, January 2024.
yes,
Yep. So next winter.
yes.
Yeah, and a comment about the price tag.
Mhm.
Generally, in our last two projects, that price tag has slowly dwindled downward.
Okay.
As you get closer and closer to nailing the numbers and actually getting the bids. Hopefully that does the same.
Correct. Yep.
I know we're in a different era right now,
Mhm.
but hopefully these numbers have enough of a
Contingency built into them.
contingency built
Yep.
into them this is gonna be on the high end.
Off the top of my head, I thought it was a 20% contingency,
Well,
but I will
think
double check.
You explained 15 and 5. At the RIPS meeting. You had, which is,
Right.
but you had it broken out into two different,
Mm,
15 and 5. Which total 20.
I think we were talking about design services at the time, not the contingency.
Yeah, because I think we had the last meeting, we said 20 is probably safe, and so
Yep.
we went that route.
You're at a 20% contingency.
I am not. I can get you the quick math here, but I don't have that written down in front of me.
Is it right here? 328 divided by 2.1?
Correct. Yeah. What's that? Let me see it. What's it compared to the engineering?
Engineering is 430.
So 15%. 15% contingency.
Any other questions?
I have one. When I'm looking at these tables that are included in our packet,
All right.
Table 4 talks about estimated water main costs.
Yes.
How is that a city cost?
The city is responsible for the hydrants.
The hydrants, that's
So
what it is. Okay,
The leads, 6-inch leads.
That makes
And then
sense.
the hydrants themselves.
Perfect.
Yep.
And is that assuming that all fire hydrants in the project would have to be replaced?
Yes. Yeah. I think there was some that were going to be salvaged, but that was on the north end when but we have removed that part of the project. So I think everything on this stretch is all new. Yes.
Any other questions?
Would we need another motion to approve this one again?
Yeah,
separately.
Okay.
The last one was approved with Vincent. And
Yep.
And since the meeting with Richbury Water Sewer, we've taken that out, so.
Yep.
We would need an approval for this to go forward.
All right. And then the second agreement in your packet is for the previously mentioned street lighting feasibility study. Same goes for this one, just a small reduction. No longer doing the study on Vincent Street. So, in this one we have a lump sum fee of $4,500. And where's it at? I think it's a 90 days. We anticipate the work to be completed within 90 days of notice to proceed. So, tonight.
And for the record, Bob did do some street lighting best guess scenario. He did that based off of the Third Avenue North project and as to see what it would be. And you had a 20% contingency in there as well. Hopefully that goes down a little bit, but this would be more of a finite. In that same scenario, we are looking to Minnesota Power to give us an electric estimate as to what it would cost to do what we need to do with the electric, which may or may not include burying those lines or depending on how many transformers and poles and things we have to replace. Those numbers, again, Bob did that based on his knowledge of what he had available to him, based on Third Avenue, and with a 20% contingency. So again, hopefully both of those numbers dwindle down.
All right.
Any questions? If not, we need to approve for SEH to move forward with their studies. We would need two different motions. One would be for the street and utility improvements, design and bidding, and the other would be for the street lighting.
I will make the motion for the design and bidding process. Do that one first.
For the street and utility.
Yep.
Motion been made by Johnny to move forward with the street and utility improvement bidding. Second it
I'll second.
by Jackie. All in favor indicate by stating aye.
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 Opposed? Carried unanimously. And then
I'll make a motion to approve the street and utility.
Motion's been made by Jackie to approve the 2024 street utility improvements, street lighting study. Seconded by?
I'll second that.
Seconded by Donnie. All in favor indicate by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jared. Appreciate it. Fire fund balance. We all know we've been in the process of purchasing a new fire truck for the fire department. And that's been at least a year plus project, I believe, since we ordered the truck. And now we'll be taking shipment of the truck in the next
It's here.
It's here.
Came today.
Came today.
week today. I was gonna say, in the next, within the month, but it came today and it's cool.
They're looking at it, going
Testing
through
ready,
it.
Bob? You use it today?
It'll take some time to get everything switched over and painted and whatnot, get our decals on there, so.
Sure. Bob, you wanna take that from there?
Sure. So right now I put together a balance just on our fund accounting, what that fire fund is at. So it's roughly 38,000 in the hole. We did use all the dedicated fund money that we did have. And typically, from my personal knowledge, a lot of the large purchases from the fire department, the city is taken out of other funds, mostly the electric fund. Right now, we have American Rescue Plan fund dollars, roughly 147,000. We can only use those funds for general fund. Fire is one other use that we can use it for, so police, fire, streets. We can't use it for the gravel pit. So to me, that American Rescue Plan fund would be a good use now to bring the fire fund back into balance, just because of this purchase of the truck. We have in the past actually been, every year it was $15,000 from the electric fund going into the fire fund, which certainly helped build that up. We quit doing that about 3 years ago. Just for the fact that if we do have a large purchase, we can dip back into that electric fund when needed. So I guess now would be my suggestion is to take 40, 50,000 out of that ARPA money and use it in the fire fund.
So do we need to do a transfer of that?
Yeah, let's do a motion with a transfer.
On that? Of what Bob's saying?
No, understand.
So we're transferring the full balance.
I don't think we need to at this time. A couple other fire projects that we're looking at, though, is the bunker gear. We should know within the next month if we get the FEMA grant. If not, we've been preparing to buy that, we're going to get money from PRAFBA, so they're going to cover some of it, and then the gambling money, it's been talked about using some of that, too.
Three-way split,
So,
right.
a third, a third, a third. So,
I guess I'd make sure that we put enough in addition to cover that, would be my suggestion.
That's what I was getting
Now than
at,
later.
Yeah.
is,
would
yeah,
agree.
just approve it now rather than later.
it really doesn't matter. The other big expense we have coming is the city shop, which is another 100,000 coming out of the general fund, but we still have money in the general fund to cover that too, so.
I mean, we could either do enough now, or we could do it at that time, do it again. No more at that time.
Okay.
So you're looking at wanting to transfer,
Even if we do 50,000 now, I think that would be fine.
what would our share be of the bunker gear?
So it's roughly 120,000, so it'd be 40,000 if we do a third from the city.
I guess my only fear is not putting it in there now if something else happens.
And we can run these funds into the negative. We have the
And I know
stormwater
we can,
funds.
but it's
been-
nice if we have it, and that's what it's designated for. It'd be smart to use it for that, is my feeling.
Just set it aside.
Set it
I
aside.
agree.
I mean, my motion would be to put 90,000
Which is
into that.
fine, except for that if we do get the grant for the,
So then you transfer it out.
Can you transfer it back?
Certainly,
horse piece.
yeah.
I'd make the motion to transfer 90,000 back into that fund to get it back in the positive.
I'll second it.
Motion been made by Lynn, seconded by Jackie to transfer 90,000 from the general fund to the fire truck.
American Rescue Fund, right?
Yes.
No, it's actually in the.
It's the American Rescue.
But is
It's the-
that in the general fund already?
No.
We never transferred it, no.
Okay, transferred from the American Rescue Fund to the Fire Fund. All in favor, indicate by stating aye.
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 Opposed? Carried unanimously. Seasonal camper rate. The park board met last month, or early this month, I should say. We looked at our seasonal camping rates. We've continuously gone up a little bit each year. Rates on other campsites have really going up for next year. We've been at 1,800. The park board recommended raising it to 1,950 for our seasonal sites, which is still very, very low in comparison to other sites.
We do include electric, water, a punch card, and off-season storage. I've seen other campgrounds charge for off-season storage, so. It's hard to find campgrounds that compare to ours, but the one that I did find is still priced right where we are, and I feel like we're a little higher on the amenity side with the electric included, so.
Do we
Is
allow
that because we
people
don't
to-
have sewer? We don't offer that,
Yeah, when we offer sewer, then we can get to the 24, 25, 26.
right?
Yeah. A swimming pool is 3,500 plus. I mean, that's the big jump there.
And we allow what kind of, like for people to bring in their own carts and stuff? Do they have to be
Yes.
electric or can they be gas as well, or?
Oh, they can be both, either one, yeah. You're talking golf carts? Yeah. So we'd like to get this approved now so we can send a letter to our seasonals. And then we
Yeah.
get half the money up front this fall.
We're looking at that. I know it's only September, and we're looking at 2023, spring of 2023, but we do get letters out letting them know, and then we do request half down. So that's, the other part of that is, that goes with it, is we have a backlog. We have 20 on the backlog list down there. So, if you know anything about supply and demand, that tells you our rates are down. So, and we slowly need to bring them up with the rest and be competitive there, so.
I'll make a motion to approve the rate increase for the 1950.
Motion's been made by Jackie to approve the 2023 seasonal camper rate to 1950. Seconded.
I'll second it.
Seconded by Donnie. All in favor indicate by stating aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried unanimously. All right, Bob, anything?
Before we move on to department reports, can I go back to fire truck?
Yeah.
Yep.
So with Bob stating that we cannot use the American Rescue Plan money for the purchase of the gravel pit, in my opinion, that puts that back on the table. We need to discuss that, where that money's coming from.
Yes, and we did jump into that. We did make an offer to Knife River. They have turned their offer down, and I'm waiting for a counter offer for them. And I will continue to work with them until we find out exactly what we're looking at, and then we'll readdress it.
Okay, so at this point, it's not approved, we're just working with them on what the dollar amount would be.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Bob?
So I did get a call from Clifford Meyer. He's interested in being an election judge. I talked it over with Mary Korf and talked to Clifford, and he would be a good candidate, so I'm just looking for approval for that. That's the only judge that has come forward besides the ones we have, so look for a motion for that.
If you could do it too, is he gonna do it all day?
I guess I never asked that. I certainly can. They have to be approved by the council and then get the training, but
Right.
yeah.
I mean, unless he's gonna be there all day. Good job for him. Okay. Any questions on that?
I'd make that motion.
Motion's made to accept Clifford Meyer as an election judge.
I'll second.
Seconded, motion made by Lynn, seconded by Jackie. All in favor indicate by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried unanimously.
How many judges do we need?
Mary just said it'd be nice to have 3 or 4 more, but we're not sure if we're gonna get them, so. I'm signed up as an election judge too, so if I'm the worst case scenario, and Mary can still fill in, so. I think we'll be okay, it's just not ideal.
You get people that have to work a couple of shifts. I know, Jim, you work a couple of shifts, right?
Well,
All day.
no, we haven't been working all day.
Oh,
We've
okay.
been doing 2 shifts,
Okay.
morning and
Okay.
afternoon, from 7 or 8 morning until noonish.
I know when I did it, there were 3 shifts.
Until about 8 or 9 when we get it all wrapped up. It closes at 8, but it takes another hour to count all this stuff and get the numbers so they all come out. And it takes another hour till 9. So I think this spring it was, or last time it was like 12 to 9, something like that.
So they're about 4 to 5 hour shift.
Well, no, this like 8 in the morning to 1, and I think I did 1 until 9, or like 6-hour shifts. The polls are open from 7.
7 to 8.
7 in the morning till 8 at night, so that's 13 hours.
But it takes about an hour afterwards to
It
wrap
takes
it
an
up.
hour, a good hour afterwards, or close to an hour afterwards. And so it's a 6.5 hour shift. There's 13 hours the polls are open.
Okay.
It's long enough, I mean, Mary stays around all day. She can come and go though if she's not assigned to a spot.
Is there still time for people to be able to do the,
Yeah, the online
Online?
training, there's
Okay.
online training, it's 2 or 3 hours, so it's not that bad.
okay.
Any other questions on that? If not, Bobby, anything else?
So we do have a snow blower that we're looking to sell, so I'd look for a motion to put that on the market. We'd sell it through the govdeals.com, put it outside up at the city shop. We just went from a regular skid loader snow blower to a high flow, and be able to move a lot quicker with that skid loader, so. And we should be able to get close to what we paid for it, so I don't see a big issue there, but, so. It's probably about 3 or 4 years old, so it's in good condition yet.
I'll make a motion to sell the snow blower.
Motion made by Jackie to put the snow blower up for sale.
I'll second it.
Seconded by Donnie. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried unanimously. Anything else?
Yeah, one other event, I was asked by Ruth Stuckmeyer to bring this to the city council, and years ago, I did this on Public Works. They have a leaf raking event for 7th and 8th graders. They went around and bagged them up, and then the city went around with our equipment and picked the bags up and disposed of them at the compost pile. So October 19th is when they're looking to do that, so I just want the city council aware of that and be okay with the city doing the pickup.
And if you're 65 or older, they'll come and do your yard, right?
There'll be a sign-up sheet. She's gonna get something in the Morris County Record for that, so.
I think it's a great service for our residents who can't take care of their own.
And it looks good that the city's out there helping
Yep.
and doing things, so
Anything else, Bob?
that's it.
Thank you. Okay, the only last update then, park complex expansion. We continue to move dirt down there. We have, our big cat is in the shop getting fixed. We had some things with the track go out. The good news is it's under warranty. The bad news is we were without the cat for a week. We do have a mini excavator down there and we're starting to do the drainage. We're gonna be getting a cat 4 in yet this week, smaller size cat, which will work out really well for us because it's better on the greens and on the tee boxes, which is what we're finalizing them now. The hope yet is to get the drainage in this fall. The plan is to have irrigation come in and start this fall, starting around November 1st. They plan to work as long into the year as they can, so they could get a good chunk of it knocked off, or they could only get a week or 2 of work depending on the weather. Same is true with our drainage. We also are looking to expand our pond on hole number 1 yet this fall. And so we got a lot of things to do yet here in October. Hopefully we get a good November. Last year we worked up until January, so. Any questions on that? Anybody have anything else?
One thing I just thought of, Bob, did you check with Ronnie on the fire truck?
I
And-
did. We're kind of researching to figure out who exactly paid for that truck or who owns it.
I think it's
so.
them.
And he didn't know for sure. He thought if he looked at the truck, he could tell. But
Yeah,
we're maybe a couple weeks away before it's even in service. So
okay.
probably by the next meeting,
Meeting.
hopefully.
And then do we generally take the decals and stuff off it when we sell it?
I guess I'd have to look back. I don't feel like the last couple were, but I feel like they should.
I was gonna say, is that something we should be doing?
Yeah, certainly.
Well, they used to be painted on, so that made it tougher. Now it's a sticker.
Yeah,
Sticker, they should be able to heat it up and peel it.
but that one's probably painted on the old truck,
I was thinking it wouldn't be.
really?
Either way, there should be a way to remove it to make it look decent.
It depends on who's buying it, they may want it on
I don't think we want it on there is the point. Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, anything else?
And for me,
All right, you're up, Donnie.
well, we'll wait a second or two just to make sure we cover enough time.
Okay.
I'll make the motion to adjourn because Terry's looking at me like she wants to go see a grandkid.
I'll second it.
Motion's been made by Donnie to adjourn, seconded by Lynn. All in favor indicate by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried unanimously. Thank you all for coming.